Hi everybody and welcome back to the Youth Academy Save with Guiseley on the channel, and we're diving straight into it because it's intake day and this is the favourite day of the save and it's all good fun. And to be honest, it's looking pretty good, and you know, it says golden generation, and this time it looks like we're going to have some players that can go straight into our first team, which is awesome. Our annual youth candidate intake has arrived for assessment. This is a wonderfully talented group of players and led by Chris Fearon. So we'll be looking at him last, who's not even in the elite talents, which is interesting. We could have the makings of a potential golden generation on our hands. The youth candidates have been given trial contracts, blah, de blah, de blah. This is what we're looking at the moment then. Eddie Healy is a one-star player, but very, very high potential. Joe Moore is one I'm very excited about. 2.5-star current ability. That is our first team ability already. And 5-star potential. And he can play as a right back. I can see it on his mini-map. So that could be absolutely awesome. We've got another Cypriot that's come in as a striker. 1-star, 4.5-star potential. Shane Stitt from Northern Ireland. Midfield left and midfield right. 1.5 stars. 5-star potential. So Chris Fearon is in the top talent, but he is leading the group, and that's because he's got 3-star current ability. He plays attacking mid and right wing, which is pretty good because we use both of those systems. The goalkeeper, we've got there Alan English, who is English, which is good. Joss Fallon, a centre-back, 1-star, 4-star potential. Midfield left in Liam Brown from New Zealand, can play central mid as well and holding mid and out on the left. Jonathan Keegan looks like he can play all the way up the right-hand side, 1-star current ability. Stephen Bonner can play all down the middle and on the right-hand side, but can't play attacking mid on the right. Don't try and ask him to do that. Stuart Faulkner is a left back. We do need a new left back, so hopefully, or competition at left back, so hopefully he has something about him. Rocco Trineri, another right midfielder, is in there as well, 1.5 stars. Got another attacking midfielder left in Woodcraft, 1.5 stars. Tom Stevens, another attacking midfielder right, 1.5 stars in there as well. Rob Kenyon is a striker, attacking mid and attacking midfield right, 1.5 star, so he's probably not even going to get a contract. And another right back / centre back / holding mid / central midfielder is Jesse Bailey. So as ever, we'll start from the bottom and make our way up, except for Chris Fearon, who we're going to look at last because he's 3-star potential current ability already compared to the rest of our squad. So starting with the worst player then, Rob Kenyon. This is what our worst player is looking like. He is very aggressive. He's incredibly flit and he likes to do skills. I feel like we've all known a player like this in the past, or our school, or someone we've played with in a youth team. Thinks he's all that with loads of flair. Is really aggressive, not very brave, so when it does all kick off he's not actually involved, and is just generally fitter than everyone else in the team, so can run a lot. Yeah, I mean, he's not going to be getting a contract, is he, compared to the players we've got? Sorry, Rob Kenyon, you are not getting a contract. Jesse Bailey, right, we need defenders. It is what we need. Good balance, good jump and reach, good fitness, determination's okay, bravery's okay, heading, marking's alright, can't really tackle. He is obviously more of a centre-back than anything else. What is he? He's 6 foot, but not very quick. Is he going to make it? Probably not. Is he going to be bolstering out the youth team for a season? Probably. Yeah, Jesse Bailey not looking amazing. Right, on to the top talents then. So we'll start with who's the lowest. There's a couple of 1-stars in here. So let's start with this 1-star here. Stuart, do you know what? That confuses me. Let's just start at the bottom. Tom Stevens, attacking midfield right. Good pace and acceleration. Good flair as well. Okay. I mean, he can't cross, can't dribble. I think if we potentially trained him up on the other side to be an inverted winger, may work out better because then it negates the lack of crossing, but he will need to dribble and he will need to shoot, which is all pretty rubbish. But I'm quite impressed with the physicals. The flair's okay. He's pretty determined. Good teamwork. Good work rate. So he's going to train hard. Okay, yeah, not bad. 5'11", 16. It's interesting. It's to see how it goes. Fairly professional as well. He could have something about him. He's quick and he's got the ability to beat a man. So, yeah, he could have something around him. Next up, Dave Woodcraft, the same 1.5 current ability. Attacking midfield left. Again, acceleration, balance, fitness. Pace is okay as well. Very aggressive. Good leadership, flair, technique. Dribbling's 10 actually, it's not too bad. An inverted winger as well, so again he may have something about him. He may be able to actually do something useful for us and potentially the youth team. Yeah, okay. He's an English Nigerian. We'll get him real faces in for them. Don't worry about that. But yeah, interesting, isn't it? Looks pretty good. Low determination 3. Hopefully with a bit of tutoring we can change that. But again, if this is our 1.5 star current ability, it's not too bad when you think we've got a 3 star in there. I'm excited for him. I really am. Right, Rocco Trineri, right midfielder. 1.5 star again. We're getting a lot of pace. Pace 13, agility 13, acceleration, fitness, teamwork, work rate, technique, free kicks, leadership, aggression. Not bad. Tackling 3 is a right letdown, but could be an attacking wing back if we wanted it to be. We may train him up just because we've got so many people that can play attacking right wing, and he's a defensive winger, so potentially at fullback he may get a bit more game time, but interesting. Not the best potential, but interesting to keep an eye on Rocco. Next up is Stuart Faulkner. So 1 star, 4 star potential left back. I did say we need a new left back because Dave Mills is pretty annoying to play with in your team. Crossing 8, dribbling 7. We can improve them. Acceleration's good. Pace is okay. Fitness is good to get up and down. Where's stamina? 8. That's not amazing. Natural fitness is actually just his ability to not get injured and recover from injury. So that's, ignore what I said. Stamina is the one we need to look at, and 8 isn't amazing. Very aggressive again. Determination 12, technique 11. So yeah, not bad. Comes in near the bottom. Carlos Hurtley is actually at the bottom, who we haven't looked at yet. But you could do a job. Could do a job. 5'7". He's only 15, so he's going to have a couple of years in the youth academy to try and improve. Steve Bonner is up next. Midfield right, but quite versatile. Midfield right, midfield centre, centre forward. Can play attacking mid as well. Can't cross, can't dribble, can't mark, can't pass. He's very much a jack of all trades that he can't do. Can't run very quickly. I don't think Bonner's going to make it. I just don't think he's going to make it because he can't really pass. He's got a bit of stamina. Good teamwork, good work rate. He's not got good enough attacking stats to be useful in attack. He's not got enough defensive stats to be useful in defence. He's a bit of a nothing. Yeah, sorry, Steve. Bit of a nothing there. Not too impressive, Steve Bonner. Next up, Jonathan Keegan, attacking midfield right. Can play all down the right-hand side. Again, lacks the pace. 6 foot. Balance, bravery, determination, teamwork, work rate. Can dribble, can't cross. Good finishing. I mean, could be another option at right back. I think, again, we train him up to be a right back, see what we get out of him, and go from there. Balance, personality. Yeah, okay. It's not amazing from Jonathan Keegan. Next up, from New Zealand, Liam Brown. Midfield left, midfield centre, holding midfielder. Good fitness, good jumping reach, bravery, decisions, passing technique. So passing and technique would make him a playmaker straight away. Does lack this though. Teamwork, vision and work rate are all pretty low. He's only 15, so he's going to have a bit of a chance to develop a bit more than everybody else who comes in as like 16-year-olds to the youth academy. But again, is he going to come into the squad anytime soon? No. We'll probably try and get him a loan out to New Zealand to get some game time in. Thank you for all your comments and hints and tips and stuff like that. Please keep them coming. Comments on the videos and likes, especially comments and likes, is what gets the video out to more people, and therefore we build a bigger community, and that is something I'd love to do. So yeah. Right, Joss Fallon, centre-back. He is 6'1". He has a very good jumping reach. He can't really head the ball. 7, marking 5, tackling 6, positioning 10, decisions 14. That's pretty good. Aggression 15. Yeah, he's okay. He'll get lots of game time in the youth team, I think. But other than that, I don't see him doing very much. Next up, right winger / centre forward. Oh no, that's Chris Fearon. Have we already on Chris Fearon? Bloody hell, we are. Good talents are done. We're already on Chris Fearon, so we're going to leave him. Alan English, a 1-star goalkeeper, 4-star potential. Good to always have a supply of goalkeepers coming through. Again, he could have something good about him. He's got decent agility, jumping reach is good. He's not going to get injured very often. His aerial reach is decent. Handling is pretty decent. Likes the punch and has good reflexes. He could be something about him. At 6'2" and 16, he could definitely grow into some sort of usable goalkeeper. I'm not too upset with that. I mean, Scott Lloyd's our number one for quite a while, but Alan English could do a job. Right, now into the elite talents, because we've gone through this pretty quickly. We're going to look at the one-star ones first. So we'll look at the Cypriot, Savas Nicolo, a pressing forward, aggression 20, finishing 12, first touch 13. He's 5'10", balance 11, acceleration 11, work rate 12. Comes deep to get the ball, so he could fit our shape that we're doing, where our strikers actually drop off a little bit. Yeah, I mean, there's some work to be done, but could turn into a decent striker again. If we can give him a contract, maybe send him back on loan to Cyprus to get some senior sort of team football, that could be pretty useful. That might be pretty useful. Decisions 10 as well, not too bad. The other one star in here, Eddie Healy, a midfield right / central midfielder. Stamina's good, fitness is good, balance is good, technique's good, work rate's really good. Oh yeah, he's got something about him. Could he be a right back? He was naturally trained up his tackling. I mean, it thinks he should be a Mazzala. If we said ball winner in here, yeah, he's lacking a few stats defensively to get him through. Maybe though, again, another one potentially to be trained as a right back. We'll have to have a look again. 15, so he's going to have an extra year on everybody. I'm surprised it says he's susceptible to injuries when he's got natural fitness 14, but yeah, that surprises me. It reflects how well a player stays fit when injured or not in training. Okay, so it's not quite his lack of injuries. Okay, we're into the big guns now. Shane Stitt, left wing, right wing, defensive wingers, 1.5 star current. Jumping reach, fitness and pace, okay. Technique is pretty good, can pass, can't tackle, crossing and dribbling needs work. Teamwork's okay, determination's good, leadership's good. I mean, we could train him up as a left back. As long as we get the position. Well, I mean, that positioning is so bad that he's going to be out of position quite a lot at the back. But he's 6'4". He's 6'4". What do we do with a 6'4" defensive winger? Bloody hell. Yeah, I don't know. What do I do with Stitt? I have no idea what to do with Shane Stitt. Let me know down below. Right, well, there's only 2 people left. One of them is Joe Moore. The other one is Chris Fearon, who I assume is going to be very, very good, although he's already closer to his potential than everybody else. But we'll start with Joe Moore, who is a midfield right, defensive winger, can play at fullback, and is 2.5 stars already. Is he going to be Harry Jordan's competition at right back? Joe Moore, yes, I think he is, to be honest, and I think he does smell of right back straight away. Oh, and the coaches are saying wing back is what he wants to do. Yeah, okay. Right, now we're talking. Let's get more of these people. I mean, he's 5'5". He's absolutely tiny. But let's get more of these people in. I mean, this is his first head of youth development's intake. Are we crediting him with a good intake for his first one? I think we might be. Work rate's really good. Teamwork's really good. Technique, tackling is good. Crossing and dribbling, we can work on those. But he has pace, acceleration, agility, natural fitness, and a good bit of stamina. And he's brave, and he's slightly aggressive. He should be decent in the tackle, decent at getting up and down the pitch. It's just what can he do in the final third is really going to see what we can do. Unambitious, but hopefully we can get him mentored to change that to balanced or professional or something like that. But yes, I am liking the look of Joe Moore. It's a pretty boring name, but Joe, sorry if anyone is offended and called Joe Moore. It's not a boring name. It's a boring name for a footballer. But yeah, Joe Moore looks pretty handy already at right back. I like the look of that. In fact, we're going to go... I can't do his training yet, can I? Because we haven't signed him. Joe Moore looks right. Here we go then. The last one. Chris Fearon. Let's go and have a look. Wow. Here he is. Winger or attacking midfielder. He probably lacks a little bit of the passing to be attacking midfielder, but does have good finishing and... Well, crap composure, but has good finishing and dribbling. So a shadow striker would suit him wonderfully. But... Stamina 11, pace 11, fitness 12, acceleration 12, agility 11, all very good physicals. Strength would need to work on, but I think they get that naturally over time because they're so young. Aggression 14, decisions 11, determination 14, flair 13. Off the ball needs work. I think it would be... What would I start with? If we're going to play him as a shadow striker, I would start him as attacking movement maybe. Potentially. If we're playing him as a winger, I'd get getting to work on the crossing, but we'll decide later on. Teamwork 11, work rate 16, technique 12. Yes. I am liking the look of Chris Fearon. He's also one that if he has a good run of games and gets good ratings and gets a bit of a reputation in this sort of league, we could sell him for a lot of money at this level, 100, maybe 100k, similar to what we did with Paul Byrne, knowing that he's already close to his potential ability. I like the look of Chris Fearon. I've got to admit, I think this new head of youth development, Louis Story, who we've brought in, and I did thank you for the comment that said they weren't being brought through by my head of youth development. It was being brought through by someone else. I've got Louis Story on it now. And Louis Story has a decent judge of ability and potential for this level, so he should really, this should be reasonably accurate. And I'm looking forward to seeing what these guys can do. I mean, Chris Fearon looks very good for our youth intake. Is he going to go straight into the first team? It's questionable. We've got very good wingers and a very good attacking midfield that we can use. But I am very excited by Chris Fearon and Joe Moore. I think Joe Moore at right back is a huge. To give us that option at right back to change it up is absolutely massive to have in there. Unlike him, who's 5'5", it is massive to have an option because we've been lacking at fullbacks and that's what's been letting us down. A shame we haven't really got the equivalent on the left of someone like Joe Moore because we do really need a left back. He's got a reasonable left foot. He can sort of play left back, so maybe train him up there. I don't know. I think it would be a bit of a waste unless we use it as an inverted wing back out there because that could also work. We could also do something like that. It depends how Dave Mills wants to play next season, I guess. But that, I'm very happy with that intake. I think that's a really good intake. It started pretty poorly, but there's a lot I think we can work off in there. Let me know your thoughts down below. Make sure to get a comment in. As I keep saying, comments is what helps the algorithm, comments and likes, so leave them in abundance. That would be absolutely wonderful. Right, we're not going to play a game in this episode because I ramble on enough looking at the youth intakes, and as you can probably hear, I've got a bit of a slight blocked nose. Hopefully I'm not coming down with something, but schedule-wise, it's been a bit up and down. We've been on some poor runs of form recently. I think it's when we get to the back end of the season and players start moaning that they need rest, like Lewis Salt here is moaning he needs a rest. We've we're now selecting from our under-18s as well because it's such an issue in terms of stamina and fitness and getting back-to-back games and stuff like that. I think only things to really talk about. We didn't get through in the FA Trophy. We made it to the quarter-final, drew 1-1 with Harrogate and then lost 1-0 in the replay. And then played them a third time in a row and beat them 3-2, which is absolute sod's law, isn't it? It's absolutely sod's law that you beat them in the game that isn't like a knockout. But we followed that up. Accrington Stanley, who are at the top of the table, as our Southend, have both beaten us by 1 goal. It's been very entertaining, but unfortunately not getting the results we need. This run here was really nice. 2-0 win, 3-2 win, 1-1 draw. Then we beat Southend in the FA Trophy. 5-4 win over Dover, which was absolutely crazy. And Gillingham then beat us 2-1, who are near the bottom of the table, actually. But the game changed when our centre-back got sent off. We've been on a bit of a bad run of form. Not long to go until the end of the season. The squad are playing pretty well. I know someone said, why don't we pick a player and have a look at how much they've progressed over time? So what I've done is added in this progression graph in my squad view now, and it really helps you out. So for example, Hanif Bertrand, if we have a quick look into his development and progress, you can see where he's been in and around the first team. He has been getting much better over his last few months, which is absolutely awesome. Another one that we should talk about is a winger. So let me just sort by position. Coming down to wingers, we had Jimmy Curran, has stepped into the first team to help out while we've had a few injuries. 1 appearance, 1 goal, a 6.9. He's made a couple of bench appearances as well. But his progress has sort of skyrocketed since he's come into the first team, which is really, really good. So he's up to 2-star, probably 2.5 star he's on at the moment. So he's definitely going to be in around the first team. So I think going forward, we may have to look to integrate a few more of the youngsters a bit quicker through the system, given that our whole squad is quite young. As long as we've got a couple of the 22s and 23-year-olds sticking around for mentoring and leadership and dynamics and things like that, I think we could give it a go. And I also think it could be time we start moving off some of the less required or less wanted personalities. Hence Joshua Wright is very fickle. He's wanted by someone else. He's on a non-contract. We've now got another right back in that can support. 20 appearances made this year. Not been brilliant, but we couldn't let him go until we got another right back in. So we might let Wright go because his personality isn't changing. I don't really know what are the best and worst ones at this sort of... I'm going to assume this is in order because it's not alphabetical. So I'm going to assume that Fickle is the worst in the team at the moment. Then Low Determination is pretty bad. Unambitious is pretty bad. Mercenary is pretty bad. And then I know Balanced is balanced, and everything above Balanced is good. Because this isn't in alphabetical order. It must be in sort of what order you want of the personalities to be. So yeah, so having like a couple of driven and resolute people is really good. Hoping like Matt O'Keefe is going to start to mentor people now that he's going to be turning 21 next year. Like Nate Ampadu's there is fairly determined at 23. Lewis Salter, fairly loyal, is pretty good. So yeah, it's the squad is in a very interesting position. And again, if we go and look at while we're in transfers, we've loaned out Andreas Christou to back into Cyprus or maybe to Greece. Yeah, he's gone back to Cyprus to get some game time and see if we can then maybe sell him for a profit. Thank you, Lucy, for your comment to say for a bit of advice. It's not even a comment, it was an email. So thank you very much for your email about things to do. Jez Hines has also been loaned. He has moved to the National League North and is getting a bit of game time down there, which should help him progress, although he's injured at the moment. Andreas Policarpou, the left midfielder, we've also loaned him back to Cyprus. 9 games for him, so at least he's getting some game time out there. And the biggest one is probably Callum Powell. Callum Powell is a very highly rated left winger, but because we've got Shane Tarmy and Matt O'Keefe at the moment basically playing on the left with Talon Allpress through the middle, we've loaned him out. We've loaned him back to Australia. 24 games, a 7.54, 7 assists. So he's really enjoying his time out there, and it should really be helping him progress. So when he comes back off that loan, we'll have a look to see how he's progressing. Maybe keep it going. I don't mind paying a cheap wage. I think they're paying most of it, to be honest. No, they're paying nothing, actually. No, monthly fee, they're paying nothing. Loan contract, they're paying £20 a week. So yeah, I don't mind if they're going out and getting loans. Our finances are looking much, much better. We've got so much space in our wage budget that I don't mind covering loans of players if they're going to go out and get game time. So we're in a decent position. It's working out pretty well. I'm happy with how it's going. We have dropped off in the league because of our poor run of form towards the end of the season. But even then, we've got a game in hand. If we win it and results go in our favour, we could go up to 9th. Though we're not completely out of the playoff race, but we are in a better position than last year, and the squad is getting better, and we are playing some good football. So the problem we have is that we can't compete with the teams that have either been in this division once or have just strengthened enough with signing basically ex-Premier League youth players, which is what Halifax did to get promoted. Southend have got a couple in their team, and Ebbsfleet are so strong as well. But we're hanging around mid-table. We're making things happen. We are solidifying at this sort of level, which is what our board want us to do before we go professional. So I'm going to ask them again to go professional. What else shall I ask them for? Let's ask them for... Let's see if we can improve our youth recruitment again. And do you know what? I'm going to ask for a senior affiliate because I keep asking for this. They keep saying no. Boost our income a little. We think it would be inevitable. Look, really think you should reconsider. We're going to be left behind. The lack of ambition is disappointing. I can't pretend I'm disappointed. I'm not ready to give them an ultimatum. I don't think they love me. I don't think they love me that much though. Again, we're getting contracts all the time. They're happy to keep just giving me new 2-year contracts, which is awesome. But you can see they're happy with everything at the moment. The supporters are bloody miserable. C+. What rating would you give me as a manager? You're my real supporters. What rating would you give me? Not these numpties with Ruby Tompkins speaking for them. But what rating would you give me as a manager in this save so far? But we will leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. I will be back very, very soon with another video. There was a poll that went out, and a lot of you, it was obviously a bit of a friendly banter-ish poll, because the videos now, what that was going to suggest that the videos aren't going to be daily. There's going to be some days where they're going to be consecutive, and then there'll be a couple of days where there's a break. Work's getting busy. I've got the other channel that I'm playing F1 Manager on. I do want to play some other games as well and get them up on the second channel. So yeah, it's just going to be seeing how it goes. But thank you so much for all your support, all the comments, all the likes, all the new subscribers. Welcome in. The channel is growing quicker this year than I ever would have imagined. This save has been unbelievably popular, which is really good, and it's something I'm really enjoying. And who knows, maybe the channel becomes a youth academy channel. Who knows where it's going to go in the future. But thank you so much for watching. I will catch you in the next one. We'll be back for the final game of the season and then the season review. But for now, I'm out. Cheers.